I don't usually talk to anyone after. I don't actually meet many others. I'm sort of glad not to.
Yeah, I get it.
I'm just saying, I'm not an asshole.
Should probably go anyway, up close you can see blood.
We're fine.
No. I really don't think I am.
Anybody in a society feeling outsider, yeah, it strengthens that bond because you feel so grateful and so pure in your connection with another person when you find it, because it's so rare and you cherish it all the more. And in some cases, it's the only one you'll find because that marginalization can be so extreme. And I think, yeah, the story of these two has an element of that.
I thought I was the only one. Are there lots of us?
Not lots, but more than you'd think.
Maren is a young girl in her late teens. She lives with the father, but we learned quite soon that she and the father has not been settled in a place for longer than a few months. And then one morning, she finds herself alone in the house, and a music tape is on the table with few quids and a certificate of birth. And through these three things, she starts to learn something about herself that's gonna trigger her to go into a journey toward the unknown somehow, and finding her own self through America. In this journey, she meets few people, but the person that she meets in all the most terminal way is this young boy, Lee, who might be just a bit older than her, who might have been in the same predicament she's been, of being alone and left behind and finding a new way on the road, but that's certainly carrying the burden of something very dark in his past, is now finding himself into the gaze of Maren. So these two find one another, and it becomes impossible to be away from one another, and at the same time, they question one another and they challenge one another to understand how to overcome who they think they are and who they don't want to be. And at the same time, and most importantly, Maren and Lee always will look for the love of the other.
I'm not gonna be like that.
We don't have many options. Either you eat, you off yourself, or you lock yourself up in there.
To do something as provocative and as romantic as this together, to do something completely different from Call Me, to do my first American movie together, I think, yeah.
The script and the material felt daunting, so that's what made it not an easy yes, but yeah, the fact that it was Luca at the helm, and something that felt, at the same time, totally different than our first project, and yet as sincere, it felt totally right. But I also love the idea of going to the Midwest with Luca and getting to see what his perspective was.
The cast is insane for me. I mean, to put all these names together and to see how generous and committed they all been in creating and fleshing out, even for the smallest scene, these characters in such a round way. It's beautiful, it's a privilege. Well, Mark Rylance is one of the greats of his generation, someone I've always admired and always wanted to work with him. And when he said, yes, I'm going to join you, that was a really great moment. Chloe, Michael, and Jessica, they are my friends, but also they are artists that I admire so much that for me it's automatic to wish to work together again and again and again. There was this, I always wanted to work with David Gordon Green as an actor. I remember I was making a movie that I didn't make eventually, which I already asked him to be part of it. And now with Bones we had the opportunity to.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to our Narcity channel to see more content just like this.